Hey everybody, welcome to Storm Talk. Brian Good here on this Tuesday with you guys, and several things to discuss because we got a very busy weather pattern coming our way over the next several days, and more of that roller coaster ride expected. Thunderstorm chances, at least the ones that we'll need to monitor. We got one for Saturday. We'll discuss that right on tails Tuesday, a week from today, and then at the end of the month looks active, and then the 3rd of April looks active. So very busy pattern. And again, I'll break that down more in just a second. Quick setup on the short term. Today the radar's quiet. Can't rule out an isolated shower later on this afternoon, even a thunderstorm in our southern counties. A lot of this at the moment is indicating cloud cover widespread. The visible satellite is not exactly, it's just now starting to be usable now that the sun's getting up. Notice there is a patch of somewhat clearing to our south. There are some high level clouds. So a bit of sunshine right north of the parkways, and this is a lot of fog and haze across areas of Indiana. The reporting station's coming in with that sunshine to the south and then the cloud cover again across portions of Indiana. So kind of a mixed sky today, but we do have a north wind, and at times gusty, as you see there, about 21 miles per hour. So it's going to be a cooler day compared to yesterday, but really we're not going to get into the brunt of the colder air until later on tonight. 51 here, 48 Shelbyville, upper 50s to the south, upper 40s to the north, so quite the range there in our 29 counties. Thunderstorms already blossoming across portions of the Show Me State in Missouri there. The boundary that came through last night that switched our winds around to the north. It's now just to our south. We can tell that more so by the dew points than anything. That's where your higher dew points are and your moisture. This is where the rain chance is going to be today. Anywhere you start to enter that turquoise color, if you will, light green, that's where you run into that thunderstorm chance potential here, all right? That's where the moisture is. That's what the storms are going to feed on. And sure enough, that is exactly where the Storm Prediction Center even has an enhanced area now of severe weather potential right across Tennessee into the northern suburbs of Atlanta. Slight risk for Nashville itself, looks like the northern suburbs, and then the marginal just goes right up to just south of Bowling Green, but none of our counties are included even in the marginal. But it's going to be active with that flow of the northwest heading into that higher dew point area that I just showed you there. I'll remove it so you can see. If it'll come off the screen, let's see. There we go. The higher dew points. This is the reason why they went with enhanced. That combined with the wind fields, it's going to be busy to our south. All right, so let's look at the charts here. This is from the RPM model, our in-house model. And this is a model that really breaks down things. Sometimes easier for us when it comes to looking as some of the data as a tool here. First off, notice it's got us in the mid-60s this afternoon. Winds of the northeast. It's got a mixed cloud deck today, partly and mostly cloudy. Notice, though, we go to a clear sky for the overnight period. The winds, though, actually increase tonight out of the northeast, so that usually slows the thermometer down. It's still trying to take us to 33. I think we're going to be more like 36 here in the city. And depending on how quickly the clouds move out will determine if we see that drop into about 36 or so, or even a bit lower. But I think the wind will do two things. One, it should keep the numbers from getting overly low tonight, which is good, preventing a high freeze or a hard freeze or anything. But it will also limit the frost potential that would form in this kind of a setup. Okay, but it will add to the wind chill. It's going to be cold tomorrow morning. All right, then we get into tomorrow. Look at that. I mean, mainly sunny until about 8 o'clock. At that point, the sun's down. So a decent looking day coming our way for tomorrow, but it will be cool. RPM's only take us in the 40s. But then tomorrow night, notice what happens. The winds relax a bit for tomorrow night. All right, we're not getting strong, sustained speeds, and the sky cover is going to be kind of a partly to mostly clear sky. So the stage is set for a colder night. We could see a freeze and a frost, certainly for Wednesday night and early Thursday. We will be monitoring that. Otherwise, as we head into Thursday, that's when things begin to change. We get a south wind that kicks in, and then we get into the potential for a shower or two along a warm front boundary that kind of work its way into the area. You see how the showers kind of pass through late Thursday night, very early on Friday. Looks to be a little cluster of showers, maybe some thunder with that. We'll monitor that trend, but that's where there's a rain chance for Thursday and Friday. It's mainly for that overnight period. Thursday night into Friday. All right, then we get into the weekend. Friday itself, when that warm front comes through here, it's not going to be a bad day. It will be cloudy at times, a lot of high-level clouds. Temperatures look to be well into the 70s. They will overachieve. We usually do with south winds. Compared to the model's got a mid-60s. We should beat that. And then we got to deal with when is this system, this low and this front, going to move through? And the trend is to weaken the low and slow it down as it gets closer to us. I think that is a perfect recipe for us to get well into the 70s ahead of the rain band on Saturday even. 75 to 80, I think, is certainly on the table. Yeah, we'll cloud up, but it's going to be a strong southwest flow, and we usually warm rapidly in those scenarios. So I think Saturday has potential to be a really warm day and mainly dry for a lot of us until we get the rain, showers, and thunderstorms to roll in here Saturday night and Sunday. At this point, they do not look to be on the strong side, more of a heavy rain producer than anything. Got to watch for maybe some gusty winds out of some of those, but it doesn't look to be a big deal. But the pattern overall is one that's going to be very active. One low pressure after another. It's just going to keep rotating through here. And warm surges of air ahead of each one of these, including next week we have a warm surge of air. Another one near the end of the month, although that one at the end of the month looks to be a potent low. Either the last day of the month or the first couple of days of April. I think the models are too fast on this. It's got March 31st. I think March 31st will probably be our warmest day we will have in the extended, and I think we'll be in the 80s at that point. But just after that, April 1st or 2nd, we will get a cold shot of air behind this low. I don't think it's going up to snow, but it's going to be a cold shot, and it won't last long because it's a progressive pattern, which means this warm air to our west, it's going to come right back in and fill in that gap once again. So busy pattern, guys, as we flip the calendar from March into April. We've had some quiet springs. This one looks anything but quiet. And yes, there is a severe potential with this, but there's also potential for not only flash flooding, but river flooding could become a growing concern. That's something we'll have to watch carefully.